Hi friends, it's Terry Stewart, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in the U.S. and Central Maryland. Welcome to the latest edition of the Bundle Bonus, where we're featuring Hearts and Love. My project is a fun fold and it features the Bee My Valentine. Now, while that's not a bundle, it is available to purchase individually, the stamp set and the punch. So let's get started. So this is the bundle that I'm using. That's not really a bundle, but available separately or to be purchased separately, but it works together. So it's a Bee My Valentine stamp set, and you can build a bee. You can stamp the body, the stripes, the wings, fill in the wings. There's little faces, antenna, really cute faces. And then there's hearts. This is, which can be punched out. This heart, these little hearts. And you can use it for Valentine's Day, which I'm using it for a Happy Valentine's Day. I will use this heart image, the Valentine's Day, and love you. And then you have some other sayings, be mine, you're sweet as honey, I love you no matter what. And I love this little swoopy, like buzzy trail. And then there's the Bee Builder Punch, where you can punch out those hearts, as I said. This is the bee body, or you can use it as a word bubble. Yeah, very versatile. And that's one of the reasons I like it. So let me show you my fun fold card. So here's the Happy Valentine sentiment, and some hearts I've punched out. And then it opens. Now I've stuck a glue dot that I've kind of rubbed between my fingers to take some of the tack down. And there's the heart with the I love you and some more punched out hearts. So that's the glue dot that I used. That I just kind of took the tacky off with it, just so it holds it closed because of this fun fold. There we go. So super cute. The paper here is actually from a online exclusive. Let me show you that real quick. Oh, and I'll show you the other online exclusive I'm using. So here is the other online exclusive. It's called the Spotlight on Nature Dies. And it comes with a whole bunch of dies. 17, no, oh my gosh. It says 12 dies, and I used this one here, this floral one, and this I guess it's kind of like a almost like a stitching. You can see that detail. So the white one has the floral punch, and then these little stitching lines around. So that's one. That's half the dies, and then there's the other half. So I used the smaller set. So it's the third and fourth ones. So that's an online exclusive, and the paper is an online exclusive, the DSP. And this is Modern Christmas, and it is still available. Has not been retired yet on last chance. On the one side, you have some gold foiling, and the others tend to be black and white. So here's some ornaments, and on the reverse side we have that crosshatch pattern. There are, this one is just kind of a modern take of circles. It has some scribbly lines, gold, white, and black, and some black with white. The polka dots, there's trees on the other side of that, mistletoe, it says fa la la. So one side might be Christmas, but the other side you can use however you want, and I'm using it today as a Valentine's card. So let's go on this. I will be doing a brief catalog towards the end of this presentation, and it's very brief because it seems like half the products I'm using today are available on the online exclusive. So let me bring in my supplies for this card, and there will be a PDF. So the bundle bonus works this way. If you buy a bundle, Then you can earn this PDF, which has pictures of all the projects that the other participants, the other demonstrators have made with the bundles they have chosen. And you get the supply list, cutting information, and a link to a video similar to this, if there's a video. Some ladies don't do videos. I like to do videos. So that's a very helpful PDF. And it's in both metric and imperial. So I have a piece of Poppy Parade. It's a full-size sheet, and I'm going to cut it in just a moment. A scrap of basic white, a piece of basic white that is 4 by 5 1/4, which is 10 by 14.4 centimeters, and then 3 pieces of the DSP. Now this is 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. This one is 1 1/2 by 5 1/4, and this one's 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. The PDF will have the metric measurements on that, and then we also, this will create a scrap. So let's let me bring in my paper trimmer, and we can make this card base for my unfold. So I'm going to take this full-size sheet of Poppy Parade, and I'm going to cut it on the short side at 5 1/2. And that would be for my metric friends. You're going to cut it at 14, no, yes, 14.9. Let me see if I get this right. So you're going to cut it so that it's 14 by 9 by 29.7. And then you have this scrap, and this scrap is what you'll use to cut out the spotlight on nature, die, and these punches. We're going to set that aside because we're going to use this scrap. So now I'm going to score along the long edge. I'm going to score for metrics, that's 1 1/2 inches, and my metric friends, that would be 5 centimeters. Score that, and then we're going to do 5 3/4, which would be 14.4 centimeters for my metric friends. And then I'm going to extend the long arm of my paper trimmer and go 9 3/4. This up 9 1/4. It's 1 1/2, 5 3/4, 9 1/4. Metric, it's 5 centimeters, 15.4, and 24.2. So 9 1/4 inches, 24.2, and we'll do that score. And that's all the cutting we have for this project. Put that aside. Okay, and now let me bring in my bone folder so we can score this card. And this is a valley fold, and then this one is a valley fold, the middle, and then we're going to fold that one as a valley fold. So that's our card base. It makes a fun fold. So let's do some stamping. I'm going to set this aside. So I've already did a die cutting, so I used the scrap of white for this small, I guess that's little petals, you would say, florets, flourish, and then this spotlight on nature with the stitching on the edges. So I've already done that, and we're going to stamp on our insert and our die cut. And for this, I'm using the Secret C, or you could use Memento Black, but I like the Secret C because it's so dark, and the ink, because it's the firm foam ink, just covers very nicely. So this is our Happy Valentine's stamp. Ink that up, and then right in the center of our die cut, Happy Valentine Day. Perfect. And for the inside, that's is going to be Love You, again in the Secret C. And I'm going to put this towards the top, and then I'm going to come back and stamp the heart and Poppy Parade. So Love You, and we're done with our Secret C ink. And now Poppy Parade. Ooh. Poppy Parade. Now I feel like if I did this full strength, it would be pretty dark. So I'm going to stamp off on a scrap piece of cardstock. See, that wasn't very even. So let's try that again. Let's ink it up. Make sure that the whole stamp is inked. Stamp off. And then stamp over our Love You. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. So we're all done with our stamping. And now we're going to do some punching. Put all these pieces to the side. And with our punch, I'm going to punch some hearts, using that scrap of paper that came off the edge when we did our card base. So two. Let's try it this way. Now we got 2 hearts for the front. We got 1 heart for the inside and some small, 2 more small hearts. 1. We want 3 for the inside. There we go. And I think that's all the punching we have. There we go. And so now we can start assembling our card base, the card. So let's put our insert in. So we want the narrow panel on the left. And so this is the 1.5 inch or 5 centimeter is going to be on the left. And that's how we know how to build our fun fold. Smallest panel on the left, and then this is the insert, and just going to center it, top, bottom, left, right. So let's do 3 hearts, 3 heart punches, the small ones, and just kind of lay them in here. They don't have to be perfect. One can be higher, lower, and just a little bit of glue, just a little glue, dab of glue. A little dab of glue will do you. Again, they're not looking for perfection, just kind of eyeball it. Nice. Okay, so let's do our panels. So we have previously cut our DSP. So the narrow one is on this panel, and this is, let me see, this one is, I have a little cheat sheet off to the side. This is 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. My metric friends, that's 4.5 centimeters by 14.4. And again, it has the Christmas trees on the reverse side, but we're using the other side, the black and white polka dots. So center that in on the panel. And the next panel, this is 1.5 by 5.25, or 5 centimeters by 14.4. So this one has the black and white. I don't know, is that wavy, scribbly? That pattern, but we're not using. We're going to use this circle pattern that has gold foiling on it, and then center that in on that the next sized panel, and then behind that, this. So there is our card front, and this on the reverse side has the ornaments, the gold foiling and ornaments. But we're making a Valentine card, so the Christmas pattern is going to have to go face down, because we're going to use the black and white crosshatch pattern and center that into that panel. Perfect. And now we'll put some hearts here. Let's move on to this focal piece real quick, so we can use this as a kind of a gauge. We'll dry fit it in there. So I'm just putting the glue in the center of this die cut and layering it on the other die cut. Okay. So when we go to dry fit it, we're only going to put glue on the left hand side and attach it to the left hand panel. So it'll be like this, kind of somewhat centered, and that will help us place our hearts here. Looks just like that. So now we know where to put our hearts, and we can glue those down. So get some glue, and you really want to be somewhat judicious in that, and not over, don't use too much glue so it squeezes out. You just want enough to hold your heart down and punch. And then a couple little dabs on a small heart. Put that right there on the crosshatch. Oh, got some glue on my fingers in it. Just pulled it right up. Okay. And then our heart at the bottom. And not so much that it oozes out. Okay. And we're just about done. And remember, stick around, and I'm going to do a very brief catalog tour. So I want to only put glue on the left hand side. I want my sentiment to be straight, and so I'm just going to turn it over like so, and only put glue on the left hand side, because we don't want to seal our card shut. So I'm holding the card base down, put the die cut down, and give that a little press and a hold. Voila. Now you see how it kind of pops open like that, and that's why I did this little glue dot. But I think I've touched it so many times that the tack is gone. But if you put it in an envelope, the envelope will hold it down. All right, so that is my fun fold, my Hearts and Love fun fold using the Bee My Valentine stamp set and Bee Builder Punch. So let me show you real quick, as I promised, the catalog tour. So this is the annual catalog from Stampin' Up. And if we turn to page 99, here at the top, this is the Bee My Valentine stamp set and the Bee Builder Punch that coordinates with that. stamp set. And then if we come to the back, page 137, this is where we find our basic white cardstock. Our Secret C ink pad is here. And we turn the page. We, here at the bottom in the bright, says Poppy Parade cardstock and ink pad. So that was a quick catalog tour. If you do go online, StampinUp.com, you can look at the online exclusives and see the Bee Builder, the Spotlight on Nature dies. It's a mouthful. And the Modern Christmas DSP, specialty paper, because it has this gold foiling. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this bonus bundle, Valentine Fun Fold card. Like and subscribe to my channel so you'll be notified the next time I go live and bring you another fun stamping project. Until next time, remember, stamping is fun. Bye.